Welcome back to Mufc Realist TV. Mick here, yet again with a little bit of an update regarding transfer and the takeover news. Did I say takeover news? Sounds a little bit boring. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. It's been 9 months and nothing has really happened. The fine establishment of the journalistic corps has nothing more to write. It's over-exaggerated everything. There's no new stories, no new headlines to click about. We all know what's going on. And the fact is the 9-2 Holding Foundation is the winning bid. It's just clear and obvious. But the question is, when it will be announced? And that's what we're here for. I mean, applying logic and reasoning and having a little bit of theory, have a little bit of discussion within the fan base doesn't hurt really. So this section is an embargo section from yesterday's podcast that we had with, Uncle Jimy, myself, Jarvis Cocker and Stu Wooley. So please don't forget to like and subscribe. And also, most important, we are interested to hear your theories and why you think this is holding on, because we've been waiting 9 months, transfer window is going on, and when do we get a here we go? I mean, we hear here we go from Romano, but we want to hear here we get out the town glazes. Please like and subscribe, and we'll be back in 10 seconds.
Has the Premier League ever been more challenging?
Dankjewel. I feel welcome. Dit is my home and I want to achieve success. Okay?
Takeover is one thing, but you also have to put out the squad to compete next season. And regarding the takeover, dead silence. Nothing is coming. It's like the silence of the lamb at the moment. And that is, according to my theory, it's all about done and dusted. And at the end of the day, nobody's allowed to speak. Media is not reporting. They exhausted everything what they could write about. There's nothing to write about. Even Manchester Evening Express came out to say that Ineos owns the shell gas underneath the Old Trafford. That's like, slow sports news. I did the report about that 4 weeks ago in a podcast. There's got nothing more to it. So it comes down to what I believe, and this is my belief, and this is my opinion only, Jimy. I want to bounce back with you. Because at the end of the day, if you get new ownership coming in with the current FFP situation and everything, what they calculated is the maximum the new owner can pump in is £50 million, right? So it doesn't really make sense to have a turmoil in the middle of a transfer season to announce an ownership, to spoil the overall recruitment plan. Because if you do, the opponent knows how much money you have. That's the thing. So maybe this is a tactic to say, support Tenhag. We got a new chief negotiator. Get the targets what Tenhag wants over the line. Then you can announce it, and then perhaps you do a signature signing at the end of the window.
There's lots of things at play, though. I think there's if you Manchester United are a big organisation. The way that Manchester United have controlled, for me, the way they've controlled the narrative on certain aspects of the operation. If you look at, even going back, and I was saying this on the stream we were doing earlier on No Agendas, I was saying, if you look at the Richard Arnold video where he sits in the pub with the guys that went to his house and all the rest of that, if you look at that, yes, he was reacting to a situation, but he played that really well. People criticized him for it. I think actually,
I didn't.
Him mentioning the amounts of money and things, I think that's assisted us in how we've negotiated in the market, because clubs are looking at us knowing that Manchester United we haven't got the money like we used to. We ain't just going to pay for players. We haven't got the money. And this narrative was started at that time. That was a spin for me, it's gone on. It's worked its way through to the opening of the transfer window, and now we're in this position. So for me, yes,
money is there. Money is there for the spendings.
The money will be there. And also, one point I like to make, people are saying, if the new owners can only invest. These guys are very astute, very wealthy businessmen. I promise you, they will find a way around to make sure that they pump whatever money they need to pump into this club. Yeah, and I'm not saying that I condone cheating or anything like that. What I'm saying is they will have to make sure that they do the right business so that they're allowed to invest into this club, and they will do everything they can to do that, because they know it's going to have to be a situation of hit the ground running. There's not going to be any time to build. It's going to have to start as soon as they walk through that door.
Yeah. No, fair enough. I mean, I'm coming back to that interview, knowing that who appointed. I mean, Richard Arnold is a David Gill recruit, so he's a Manchester United. He loves Manchester United. He wants to do the best, and I think that the interview was genuine. He said, like, in order to do so, I need money, I need investors, and the Glazers surely don't want to fucking invest. That's what he said.
Yeah.
He spoke from the heart. He
Yeah.
said, like, I walked out to Carrington and I watched this bunch of players. We invested 1 billion with nothing to show for.
Yeah.
So what you're trying to see is like somebody that's trying to mop up after Ed Woodward, the narcissist bastard. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, like, they're not doing a bad job. We know how the system works, that
Yeah.
everything goes in hierarchy approvals, and that's what things has been taking a long time. Glaze has been micromanaging, like, that's what I'm saying. John Murtaugh, for instance, you can't do anything without approval. The contract signings, everything, budget approvals needs to go up all the way to Joel Glazers. It's a chain of command, right? You press the button. And you have to chase the fucker to sign as well. And they're not the fastest. You know what I mean? So even reports came out that, even Glazers approved this budget. And this was the credit money that was available in January anyway, that we decided to use for the summer. So all I'm trying to say is that takeover will happen. I certainly believe we'll have new owners, and I believe that the new owners are already influencing the market at the moment from the
I
background.
think so. Yeah. I've said that. I've said there's. I think
Joel
there's
and
already-
Glazer and Avram, they don't really care anymore. They just basically got what they wanted. It is just about announcement, and when the announcement is the right time.
Mick, can you explain a little bit about that theory? So just to keep people.
I did, I think, didn't I?
Okay.
Well, it means the theory that the new owners might have an influence in how we're operating in the market.
Yeah, but tenhag, you see that tenhag has full control already. Like, in terms of the outs, Glazers will never have approved that David De Gea contract, stuff like that. They will renew. They will never approve that. And the fact that you see Harry Maguire's been out, that means that tenhag has full control. The Glazers don't give a shit, to be honest. That's the first thing you can look for. Another thing, what I'm trying to say is, well, that it doesn't really make sense to make a sort of announcement in the middle of the transfer season, because that's going to disrupt the overall negotiation for players. That's what I'm saying. If you're playing cards, Jimmy, for instance, we're playing Texas Hold'em. Like, I don't see your cards, but all of a sudden, if I see what you're having, transparency, because you got 1 million more coming in through the door, then I'm going to call your bluff. That's what it is, right? So I believe that let them recruit, let them get at the target seat, and then kick off with an announcement. Makes sense, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, Rushmana says Joe Glazer signs off every deal.
He does. He does.
Yeah, it does. Still does. Still does.
Still does.
But
It's a strange thing. It's a very strange setup.
yeah,
very,
but the
very
thing is
strange
that
setup.
there's no way they can stay. We got to sort of repeat the information. There's no way they're going to stay. They were always looking for minority investors. That's the thing, right? Everyone came, everyone had a look at the finances and said, screw you, man. You run this poorly. Like, there's nothing there. The rusty parts.
Daniel Devil in the details. He gave an analogy on his space that I was on just before I came
big up,
here.
Danny.
And he gave an analogy of, because people keep saying, oh, there's some people, a portion of the fan base that say, oh, it's just about recruiting the right football people at the club.
No,
and Danny gave this example of, if you look at, there's a delivery company called Yodo here in the UK.
Yeah, Yodo.
Yodo. If you look at Yodo and you look at what's the other big one? DPD. So two organizations, both delivery companies. Yodo are 50% likely to lose your parcel. And if anyone's watching this live in the comments, please comment if you're in the UK. Yodo, when I see Yodo are delivering my parcel, I'm concerned. I'm worried, right? If I see DPD, fine. I know it's fine. It's going to get to me. I'm going to get my parcel. But it's not, the staff are not bad at Yodo. It's just the organization is set up in a bad way. So it's not the staff. It's the way the organization is set up. So you could apply that to Manchester United, because people keep saying, oh no, just take that football person from there and take, that football person from there. It's not the people all the time. Of course, sometimes it's the people, but actually it's the organization, the way the organization is set up. It's this whole thing of these guys are going out sweating day and night, making calls, making phone calls all night, only for Joe Glazer to say, I don't want to sign this deal. It's like, we've done all the work. And now you don't want to sign the deal. So it's not, the people are doing the work. These guys are doing the work. They're trying their best to do the work. But Joe Glazer, if he doesn't put that signature on there, they're stuffed. So all that work is for nothing.
I know. And the same thing comes with something called DocuSign, right? It goes in chain and command. The same thing happened with David De Gea. Like he received his contract, he signed on his part, but there was no contract signature back in March, May. And at the end of the day, that's how they voided the whole thing, because they never signed it. So if they signed that contract, there would be a contract breach. That's what it is. Absolutely smashing right, Jimmy. And that's what it is. For me, I have no concerns, right? I know that there will be new ownerships, and when the day comes, the day comes. But right now, what I'm concerned about is getting the right players, the tenhag ones, because we do have to play a game of football this season, and we do got a challenge. And I'm excited because at the end of the day, by default, being a Manchester United fan, wherever you are in the world, everyone hits the panic button. Everyone hits the panic button. Look what City has recruited. Jack shit, to be honest. Arsenal got Rice for 105 million. What's next? Chelsea's been just trying to offload a lot of players. But we got 2 signings, 30s incoming, and our business not done yet, and we have 50 more days to go. So there's nothing to panic about, you know? Just trying to provide a voice of reasoning here.
No, I think you're right. I think but there is still, you know, something to be said about the fact that I think, you know, and this is me being, this is the optimistic side of me saying this. I think if the club, if everything is actually moving in the background in terms of the ownership, if everything is moving, if everything is ticking along in the background, I will have to say this has been the best kept secret in the history of football transactions. I just, this is because I know journalists in Manchester, just they have no idea what's going on. They don't know. They don't know. Top journalists, they have no idea. So, you know, the club, if everything is ticking along in the background, I will respect them for how well they've kept this.
Yeah, but just look how long this Onana deal.
Guarded it.
How long did this Onana deal take place? Not long. Not long. Did we get one of the best goalkeepers in the world that played a Champions League football for how much? 43 million pounds, wasn't it?
43 million.
47 million.
47 mil.
And also respect to the team for sticking to their ground. Again, they've stuck by it. They've said, we are not going to that price. Here's the money. Yeah. You need the money. You want the money. The changes take it or leave it. And I am proud of that team.
If you can't see the changes, what's happening, stop throwing your toys out of the pram. We are moving quicker than we ever done before. When did we sign a player in the first month of July or June? Sorry, that was back then when we signed Aaron Wan-Bissaka. We got his prime target over the line, and from there Ten Hag can build with the goalkeeper, the midfielder, and the striker that he wants. It's a system. It might not be the sexy signing that we're used to be, but I don't care about the Galactical signings. I care about Ten Hag's football. Whatever works for him.
Those days are over, Mick, of Galactico signings. When you look at Højlund, right? What did he score? He scored 9 goals, I think, didn't he, Jimmy? Something like that.
Yeah, 9
goals. And you're absolutely, by the way, you're absolutely right about your analogy.
6 goals in the Danish Cups. It's out of 6 games, 6 goals, a hat trick as well.
You're right about his analogy, and I totally agree that it'll be a good bit of business if he comes into us for 2 to 3 years down the line. Yeah. I do like his movement. I like the way he holds the play. He's quite strong. He's not that progressive 12-yard player we need, though. From the penalty spot onwards, he's not quite there yet. Now look,
I see that.
That doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But when you look at the difference between City and Liverpool, Salah, he's a one-touch, one-goal merchant. Haaland, okay, he's not so much one touch, one goal, is he? But Haaland's going to pretty much guarantee you a goal per game.
Yeah.
Our next level up has got to be whoever we have as a top line striker, be it a 9 or whichever, whether it's Rashford or whoever it may be. We need that player that can take one chance, because if you remember back in the day, Cantona went to Newcastle, had to beat them to progress into the league. We had really one chance, and Cantona put it away. Phil Neville cross, Cantona puts it away. We need that. Now, I think Mick's right.
Good goal. I've just played that in my head. That was a beautiful moment. That.
Oh, it was tremendous, wasn't it? Yeah, it was lovely. Yeah. I sent a message to while I was on holiday. Actually, that's why I got bollocked. By the way, about that. I think we will get Kane, and I think it will be over the end of the line. Now, whether we want to pay 60, 70 million, 80 million for Kane or not, that is the type of money we're going to have to spend to get that striker. Kane will get us that goal. So having Højlund in is a great move, and I take everyone's point about Højlund, what he will do, and he will develop over 2 years. But we're just going to need somebody, especially Champions League, to just get on the end of something. Look, I'm an old school footballer, Jimmy. I'm 53 years old, pal. So I've been watching United since I was late 70s. One of my favourite strikers, and I've seen some quality strikers come through, was Ruud van Nistelrooy.
I think Højlund is gonna be a mint signing. That's my take on it. Don't expect him. But goals are gonna come. That's what I'm trying to say. Tenhag system, goals will come. The way he's gonna play, he might get 15 goals, but there's gonna be even distribution from Mount, from Garnacho, from freaking, you know what I mean? Everyone's going to
it'll go across the ball. In fact, somebody made a point about that 12 months ago to me. Watch for the distribution. I said it won't happen season 1, and it didn't. It was, predominantly Rashford that put us away. But I think season 2, Mick, Jimmy, I agree. I think you will see a more balanced line of goal scorers across the top.
So just playing the devil's advocate here, just look back at Ten Hag. If you watch Ajax, did he play with young kids or did he play with experience? Mostly young kids. He turned a prime Haller to a world-class striker. He likes this.
Yeah, he did. He did, absolutely.
Yeah,
and the
more
you look into Højlund, he's an exceptional talent. Exceptional. He's got a body of a 25-year-old already, right? He's strong. He's physical.
He's strong. He's very strong. I mean, that's one of the things I liked about him is when I've watched him is he's very strong, very, very strong. Really strong.
I do like that about him. He's got that ability to be able to back in nicely, and he runs the arm around the central defender's body really, really well. But he doesn't hold it. He just rests it to get on his back, and that gives him the real momentum where he can push and pull. I'm a centre half, and I hate that. I absolutely hate it. You've got to drop his kneecap to be able to get him off.
To get him off. It's
going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing.
With your lower elbow with him, just to
but he does that Didier Drogba thing. Where he does he creates this shield with his arm, but it's perfectly placed. So it's never a foul. He does that perfectly. He's so good at doing that. He's such a young kid doing that. I'm very impressed. Drogba was a master of that. I mean, I've never seen him.
He takes 2 yards. He'll take 2 yards to the left or 2 yards to the right of the player, and he'll do it by feel of the shoulder. So what he'll do, he'll lean up against it, and he'll just move that way, and that gives him, and he'll just do that, and that gives him the balance.
He does that, He can do it either side as well, so it doesn't matter because he's got no preference for his spinning.
That's right.
He can spin either way. He doesn't have a preference. He's a good player.
He'll enable him to take it up top as well, so he can either take it left shoulder or right shoulder because he's centrally balanced centrifugally. He's got it, and he'll be able to. And it makes it very, very difficult. So,
there's how many people are smash the like? Don't forget, there's 200 of you in the VR on Big Up. We're not gonna forget you. Marlene Patel is in the house as well. I haven't seen it. We haven't signed Højlund as of yet, but it's an advanced negotiation. This is the next. This has been going on in parallel, at least started in parallel, and I am 100% we're gonna get over the line. Definitely. The player only wants Manchester United. Forget everything else.
Yeah.
Whoever's
Yeah,
trying,
that's
he
true.
wants
Yeah,
Manchester
that's what
United.
That's
it.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
what matters. He wants to play for the shirt. He's a Manchester United fan, comes from a good sporting family, good genes, good everything. I think this is a star in the making. This is the next Haaland. And since when? It was a long time ago since we went and signed such a signing, right? We done that Zlatan. We done all the Cavani's and everything. It didn't work, you know.
Yeah, you're
Maybe we
absolutely
should try
right.
something.
No, I totally agree. I mean, we were what was that?
Apparently, Chris Wheeler's tweeting updates.
Madness. Yeah, but you know what? We had our say, and hopefully we made your day, and we will give back your evening as well. Love, peace, onanas, and close the VR room because Mick's gonna hit the goodbye. Thanks, guys. Good
Bye.
night.
See you.
Bye. That's
Bye.
all, folks. That's all, folks.
That's all, folks.
Thank you so much for stopping by and watching Mufc Realist TV. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow us on the socials.